Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come address the culture, we gon' talk about it. Come and address the culture, huh? Brick by brick, you get your boy Bigg Wall, and you already know the vibes when you see the big homie P.Stock next to me. You know what time it is, man. We are here to do what we do best, and that's address the culture, right, Pete?
Addressing the culture, that's what it is, man. Another great show, man. It's great. You know, it's always a family reunion when we're together. And tonight, no different. It's really like a family reunion. So, you know, it's going to be a great show. You know, everything's leading up. You know, all roads hit at the Legacy 9, Las Vegas, coming up September the 3rd. And, you know, I like these episodes, you know, because we know so much. We found out, we learned so much about the culture and the FMA and the history from all different. But I love to hear it from the women's perspective.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like to hear and watching them train and seeing where the women to jack you up, playing around with playing. You can't mess around like that. But you know, it's great, you know, and I think it's good and that the women see other women and young women see other women working out and training.
Yes.
And they can strive to incorporate that into their life.
Yes.
You know, maybe even the art, you know, everything, the lifestyle. You know, so it wouldn't be nothing wrong with it.
Man, you know, I love it. You know what I mean? I love the woman empowerment. You know what I mean? Women seeing other women and making themselves feel strong and believing that they can do anything that a man can do. You know what I mean? I'm definitely, do not subscribe to the channel that women can't do what men do. You know what I mean? I think it's things that men should do and it's things that women should do. You know what I'm saying? That's just law. But that don't mean we all can't do what the other race do. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
The other gender. You know what I'm saying? It just don't make sense. You know what I mean? So I love when women like who we got on the platform today, you know, who put in just as much work as the men, even sometimes harder because they have to deal with the stigma of being a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, women they gotta fight harder. They gotta kick harder. They gotta punch harder. You know what I mean? Just to show you. You know what I'm saying? That it ain't sweet. You know what I'm saying? So women work hard. Joke. It ain't no joke. Don't let the cute face fool. You know what I'm talking about?
That's right. Walk in and take the biggest one out, and everybody else will follow. Okay, we'll see you. They'll be gone. You know, but that's cool, and you know, and that's what we do with addressing the culture.
Yeah.
And before we get on and bring on, and we'll wait till he comes in. There's an announcement, but. What do you think we have to get just for the culture about the buzz going on about the search warrant and the search of Donald Trump in his state?
Look, how did I know?
I've been wanting to hear you about
that. How did I know you was gonna ask? Because I was gonna pop it on you too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But look,
temperature.
Look. The tip for me, like I'm a believer when I see it. You know what I'm saying? It's something about, you know, when I don't have as much trust and faith in the judicial system, you know what I'm saying, as I should. And so when we talk about, you know, punishing or being held accountable for certain people in this world, I just believe it when I see it. Not to say that it won't, because, you know, anything is possible. But when we talk about prosecuting Donald Trump or something happening because of the things he done, I believe it when I see it. You know what I'm talking about? Because I just don't think that, you know,
the former president, you know, they put too much power and issue on that position that's held by a man that is not perfect, you know, at any point. But still, he went the extra mile with stuff. So
but look, it's a lot of stuff coming out. It's a lot of stuff coming out. Yeah. America has never prosecuted any president, even if you could say Nixon, but he resigned. So it don't count. You know what I'm saying? It has never been a time in American history where you seen the president getting held accountable for whatever they did, and I'm pretty sure they all done something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they all have. They all got blood on their hands.
Yeah, come on, man. You can't be that powerful in the world without getting some, you know what I'm saying, without crossing some lines. You know what I'm saying? So I just believe it when I see it. You know what I'm saying? Even if they, at the least, you know what I'm saying, that something will happen where he can't run for office, maybe. Maybe that's what they're going to go for, because if Donald Trump run for office, he's definitely going to win. Definitely.
Now, I don't think he's going to win, but I don't think he'll win. But I think the state of Georgia and Manhattan will get him before the federal government.
You think
those
so?
two? Yeah, they're going to get him before the federal government. Then the federal government come in and clean up. The DOJ come in afterwards and clean up. But you know, we got to play it out and see what happens.
But you don't think Donald Trump will win if he ran for office?
No, I don't think he would win this time.
Wow.
I think a lot of people, you know, felt. Because even the people he's endorsing, they're not all winning. They're losing in landslides. So,
wow.
I don't think he will win. I don't think he'll get back in.
Hey, look. We're going to have to see. Like, I'm curious to see how this plays out. You know what I mean? And even when we talk about the January 6th trial with the people who ran into the Capitol, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know. Like, it's I believe it when I see it. It's just so much uncertainty. You know what I'm saying? Uncertainty. When we talk about just people being held accountable. You know what I'm saying? And especially people, you know, that are looked at in high regards. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
People who are looked at as better. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Especially for people who are less than, the unfortunate, the people in this country who don't have too much. You know, the people who don't have anything. You know what I mean? For them, I think the laws are different. You know what I'm saying? If you get caught stealing something, you may get prosecuted. But for certain people in this country, you know, if they make, you know, hold a certain regard, if they do certain things, don't happen. You know what I'm saying? They get the walk. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious to see how it play out. You know what I mean? But it's just
one thing for certain, FMA is here tonight.
Yeah,
you know, we ain't going nowhere, and it's good to mix it up and just to keep it. But we're going to tap back in and keep an eye on that situation.
You know he is, man. Culture shock, man. We're going to tap in, and you know we're going to spin a block, and we're going to keep y'all in tune with what's going on with the trial, with Donald Trump, everything that's going on. Y'all already know the vibes. And y'all know, like we said, we got another amazing show. We got amazing guests. And y'all already know we got T-Bone in the building. You know, I'm talking about our tour gates through these MMA streets, the FMA streets, the martial arts streets. You know what I'm saying?
Stockton streets.
Streets. You know what I'm
talking about? Turn the wrong corner in Stockton.
These legacy streets. He holding us down, man. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to take this quick break, and we're going to be right back with T-Bone. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to address the culture. Y'all already know the vibes. We'll be right back.
Is that my cue?
That's your cue, Jerome.
You know, the Largo brothers, you know, Leslie and Gary, you know, Ricky Sanchez.
I think the Filipinos figured it all out, man. You know, I trained all types of arts, and the FMA got everything in it. It just covers everything, and I love it.
FMA, I was very blessed to have my long friend and teacher be Leo Fong. And Leo, like myself, is not Filipino, but we've had this amazing impact in our lives from Filipinos, Filipino Americans, and in Leo's case, over the years, along with his system of Wei Kundo and also Qifeng, he also developed another system, an FMA system called Modern Eskrima. And the lineage there was his two great teachers. You know, he had the privilege and the honor to have known and trained, you know, so closely for so long with Angel Caballas and Sarada Eskrima. But he also was very close and trained for a long time with Remy Presas.
Raymond Tabosa, Joey and Mike Del Mar, Frank Manuelas.
And it all came to a lot. Excuse me, I got something in my studio.
If I may.
I want to fight.
He trying to address the culture too, P.
Yeah, he's trying to fight. Yeah.
Addressing the culture. I'm addressing the culture. We gon' talk about it. Come address the culture. We gon' talk about it. Come
T-Bone, what's going on?
How's it going, fellas?
T-Square, what's happening?
Hey, man. What kind of difficult? It was difficult.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations on the nomination, being selected into the Ultimate Warrior Hall of Fame.
The ultimate, that blew my mind right there. And I can't tell you guys, the kind of honor it is and gratitude it is, to receive an award like that from Ron Van Cleef and Al DeCosco. These guys are some of the greatest icons in the martial art world,
Mm-hmm.
And then, the Ron Van Cleef show, Michael J. White received that award, okay?
A lot of them. Fred Williamson. I mean, that's a big select group, the Ultimate Warrior.
Yes, and he's a great actor. And, the movie that Ron and him are going to be filming pretty.
Yeah, the movie with him and Tamarick.
Dude from
Last Dragon.
The Last Dragon. Yeah. Dude from Last Dragon. What did he get an award as well?
I don't know if he's in the Ultimate Warrior Hall of Fame. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. Oh, damn. We got a little technical issue with Darren here. So
we'll tap back in. But what we'll do is we're gonna take us a quick break, and we're gonna be right back. And we're gonna bring in some of our guests, man. We're gonna let Darren tap in when he tap in. We're gonna tap in with the ladies. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna let them tell us
the ladies of FMA.
Yeah, y'all already know the vibes. It's your boy P.Stock. I'll be back with P.Stock and Bigg Wall and the ladies of FMA right after these breaks. All right. Welcome. We are back. Well, ladies, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
That's right. The ladies of FMA. This is great, because we've had, Michelle Manu and Graciela on the show, and now, it's like we keep grasping, and we have Tonya Subingsubing Monroe in the house. I mean, you're on the cover of magazines everywhere. It's wonderful. It's great. Right, Audrey? I mean, she's there. Man, and Audrey, I see you on social media with the blades. So this was some real sharp with the blades.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been a journey for sure.
In the journey.
Yes.
So Tonya, tell us a little about your journey. How did you get, started and carried on and continue to go in the FMA?
Yeah, my first introduction was with my father. My father was involved in the Kaju Kempo back in Hawaii. He also trained with Mr. Moto, who was a wrestler and judo man. And so when I was a young girl, I want to say around 5, he started teaching me things. He started me with boxing, and then he started teaching me the judo and eventually the Kaju Kempo. And then as I got older, my brother and I got into Tangsudo with Bob Alegria. He was under Chuck Norris. And then I got involved in sports in Hawaii. Needless to say, I was a tomboy. So my martial arts went to the side. but my first time that I had to actually defend myself was in 6th grade. My dad had just the day before taught me some throws, and a boy jumped me in school, and I grabbed his head through the hip and slammed him to the ground. He lost his breath, and then I got scared. I said, "Oh, I'm in trouble."
Wow.
But a teacher came by and got him to catch his breath, and they gave us a talking to. But I went home and I told my dad. He goes, "Well, you just remember, you never start nothing." He says, "You finish, you don't start." So that was my first line of martial arts. And I had a lot of fights. Boys tended to pick on people around me, and my dad always taught me to protect others. And so I fought a lot with boys. And so I got a lot of experience. The boxing really helped me. I love boxing. As I got older, I got into martial arts with my ex-husband, and we started with Dan Inosanto and Master Richard Bastillo. Richard Bastillo was a family friend, so that's how we got to meet Dan. And we were supposed to meet Bruce, but he passed away the month that we were supposed to meet him. Yeah, so it was, and my first introduction to the Filipino martial arts was through my instructor, Inosanto. Master Cabalas was our first master that we got to train with, and that was such an awesome experience because we were to pick him up at the airport, and I'm looking for, this martial artist, and Guru Dan says, here he comes. And I'm looking, and I said, I don't see him. He goes, the short Filipino man. And so I see this little man walking, and he looks so unassuming, and he was a little shorter than me, and I'm only 5'2". I said, "Oh, he looks cute." And at the time, he was 63 when I met him. So we went straight from there to our dojo, and all the students were waiting. All the senior class was waiting there, and we went from the minute he got in there. He wanted to start training us, and we went till the sun came up. Wow. And the whole time he had a cigarette. He lit a cigarette in the dojo, and we all went, "Oh my God, he lit a cigarette in the dojo."
As Angel, yeah.
And Guru Dan says, it's okay. And so the whole time he had a cigarette in his mouth, and he was just going crazy. Wow. He went through all the senior class over and over and over and over. I mean, the sun came up, and we didn't leave there till I want to say between 9 and 10 in the morning. And wow. we started like at 5 in the evening. Wow. And he nonstop. I just couldn't believe his speed. And like I said, he was 63. I mean, he just blew me away. But his mannerisms and the explanation, back then it was really hard because in those days with the martial arts, you didn't question, you just did. Yeah. So he'd say, do this, and then if you didn't do it, he'd say, you do this, otherwise this happens, and then your knuckles got hit. You got an abanico to the head. It was fun, but it was very, very eye-opening. Yeah. Just the speed alone. Yeah. His accuracy was just so wonderful, and to feel their energy. I think from all of the masters I trained with, the biggest thing that hit me is their energy in their calmness. You could just feel how lethal they were. And it just always amazed me. But yeah, Master Caballas, we loved when he came down. He would come down once a month, and we'd all just go through the rigmarole and get beat up. But it was fun. It was fun. Yeah, it was fun. He was awesome. He was awesome. Yeah. Then after that, we went through many masters. Yeah, it was fun, Darren. It was so fun. Everybody asked me what I loved about the arts. Well, like I said, my father trained me first, but it taught me a lot of respect, a lot of honor, and a lot of self-awareness of just having the confidence. And you practice and you practice and you practice, you teach, and all of this is so that you don't fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it gives you the knowledge and the integrity of how to avoid a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everybody should take martial arts, especially for girls.
Yeah.
But I was privileged to have trained with a lot of the old masters who are, long gone now. And they were all just so, like I said, they were all so humble. And the stories they told about actual fighting life and death, and in the service, just in their realm of home, from Cebu to Hawaii, then to California and the United States.
Yeah.
The stories they tell, and when they're talking about it, they were just so aware. Their awareness was just so heightened, but yet they were so humble and calm. And when they touched you, like I said, you could feel their strength, their energy, and their direction.
Yeah.
You could feel exactly where they're directing you. So I feel very privileged to have trained with all of them. Yes. So that's been my road. And then I got divorced, and then I got out of the martial arts for several years.
Mm-hmm.
And someone on Facebook saw a video of my grandfather, and they said, my niece, she commented, "Oh, this is my great grandfather." So then they said, "Oh, do you know Tonya Subingsubing?" And then she says, "Yeah, that's my aunt." And it was one of my students, my old students. And she says, "Please have her call me." So then I called, and it happened that my student had a school up in Glendale. He was trying to get a once a month, bring in a woman instructor. And he asked me if I would do it. And I said, "Oh, I haven't been involved in the martial arts for a while." And he goes, "Would you please come visit my school?" I said, "Sure." "Oh, sure. Okay. I'll come visit." But then when I got there, I found out he was dying of stage 4 cancer.
Oh, wow.
And so it was very sad. But he says, "Would you please?" He says, I've been telling everybody, I always talk about you. He said, "Would you please do a seminar?" I couldn't turn him down.
Yeah.
And I said, "Okay." So we plan it all. I get to the dojo, and I open the door, and I'm thinking, he said some of his students. I'm thinking, maybe 20 people. Okay. I opened the door, and there was like over 80 people there. I shut the door, and one of my students was with me. He says, "What's the matter, Guru?" I said, "There's too many people in there." He says, you got this. You got this. He says, "You forgot how much you know." And I said, okay. So I got in there. I opened with a prayer, and then I started teaching, and it was like a blast of happiness.
Yeah.
It just felt so good.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful. And so then that started me back. Then I started doing a couple of seminars, and then Darren contacted me to do Legacy. And once again, I was scared. I was nervous, and so, but I went. It was so much fun teaching again. And the first one was at Long Beach.
Yeah,
And
Queen Mary. That's
yeah,
Legacy
and then
5.
it was so much fun, so much fun. Yeah, and so I enjoy being invited.
Yeah.
I try to make them all.
Well, you made Legacy 5, 6, and 7.
Yes.
And,
Oh,
what a
love it,
great
love it.
experience, wasn't it? Great experience.
Yes. Oh, it's so awesome to share and to be with so many different. Because back in the day, martial artists were very closed off as far as our style. Your style, my style's better. But I think when Guru Dan opened his school publicly, that was an opportunity. Everybody came because of Bruce Lee. Everybody came to his school. Everybody wanted to come here, and I was amazed by how many people, I mean, from all over the world, came through our school.
Yeah.
And we've had all the big, name people come through the school. And it was funny in the early days because back then, people didn't want to do the full contact thing. In fact, Guru Dan's school had two rooms. And then within a month and a half, he got so crowded that he had to break the wall down. We went to co-ed, and the first month, half of the girls quit because they didn't want to do the full contact with the guys. And then within another month, the rest of them quit. So I was fortunate because I was the only girl. It made me better because the boys did not. They either wanted to take your head off because they had the attitude, I'm not letting this girl do nothing to me. Yeah. Oh, so it made me work harder, but it made me better. It made me better. So I thank all of them for that. But I just love doing it. And like I said, we had such a wonderful, wonderful time with all of the masters coming to the school. Guru Dan would host so many masters to come and train and work with us. We had, like I said, Master Cabalist was our first one. We trained with Johnny Lacosta and the Villabera system, Ben Largusa. So, and there was many, many, many more. But there were, to me, I've heard on other shows you guys talk about master, and when you tell me about me being on a magazine and all that, it's, for me, a master is truly a totality. It's a total package. It's the physical, the mental, and the spiritual, because it teaches you all of that, and with everything you learn, it applies to life. That's why I really wish more people would join the martial arts. Yeah. And I'm so happy to see the girls get involved.
Yeah.
And like you said, it was hard. It was harder for girls because either they didn't go hard on you because they didn't want to hurt you, or they went so hard because they didn't want you to hurt them.
Absolutely.
And so it was a different. And also, I tell a lot of my students, and I tell some instructors, when men teach women, there's aspects that they don't really think about a lot. As far as just little things of body positioning, the way, like how they say, oh, don't throw like a girl in baseball. If you throw a ball, don't throw like a girl.
Yeah.
There's a reason, because their wrists are different. They're built different. And then also positioning, because you have boobs. And so you have to work around that. And I recently pointed that out to an instructor. He goes, I've never thought of that in my whole years of teaching. I've never thought of that. He goes, and
Because
I'm
he
going to
only
be
looking
aware
at
of
it
that
from a
now.
man's. He only looking at
Right,
it from a man's
right,
perspective. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right.
You know,
Yeah, so
Tanya,
it's been fun.
Yeah.
Tanya, you met my daughter at Legacy 7,
Yes.
Desiree, you know, and when I opened and with Master Perciato in 1991, I believe she was 6 years old, and my son was 3. So she came up in the school, you know. And what you're talking about, you know, I'll tell you this. Desi was a tomboy, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Very athletic. And she really didn't have that problem, you know, with the guys. She was tough. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. You know, watching my daughter grow up, you know, in Filipino martial arts, training Sarabia Eskrima. But
Hey,
yeah,
Darren, T-Bone, you know why your daughter didn't have that problem? Because you her dad. And everybody knows.
That's where you put it.
Let's be clear.
So when Desi came in, you know, when you watch the Jerry show and me and Jerry talking, when I first opened up, all we did was full contact. So Desi came up. She came up in full contact. And I believe she started competing at like 12, 13. But there's one thing that always happened every time Desi fought, she'd drop a guy to the groin. I mean, it's like she had a magnet at the tip of her stick to somebody's groin, and it dropped every time. Love bomb. Desi go low, boom, oh, on the ground. And I can't tell you how many times she did that. It happened so many times, man.
That was her go-to.
Even in tournaments.
Yeah, yeah.
It never not works.
Move, yeah.
It never not works. You know what I mean? It's never not gonna work.
Especially with a
I can blame me because what I did, you know, I think Desi's 5'4".
Oh,
you know, standing next to Tanya, they weren't too much different in height, you know, in Hawaii. But I taught her to fight lower to quarantine striking at her, so she fought very low, and her counters would be very low, so you always take them guys out every time with the nuts.
Well, that's funny, Darren. My husband has a saying. My husband now has no martial arts background at all, and he says, "When I see my wife crouch down, I better back up."
It's an effective move. I mean, it works.
It works, you know? It works.
Oh, that's a smart man. Crouching tiger, his wife. You know what I mean? Yes. That's a very smart man.
But, you know, another thing I want to bring up, Tanya, is you talked about how the late Grandmaster Angel Cabala started you guys train you all night. You know, I can relate to that. My private sessions for my advanced and my master started at 9 a.m. in the morning, and I would leave at 9 at night a lot of times. You know what I mean? And it's just the way Angel was. You know, okay, if I'm going to make you some sinigang or something. Take a little break. Yeah. You know, or Master Jerry Perciato said, if you train under Angel, you know, you're going to get stale potato chips and hot soda. Yeah, you get it all. But, you know, on occasion, he would cook. You would cook for me, you know. And, you know, them were great memories. But the long hours of training, I know what that's all about, you know.
Yeah, one night. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
One night we were at Guru Dan's school, and we had trained all night, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. So of course you have to go and eat after that. So we go to a restaurant, and we're all eating, talking martial arts, and then we get out in the parking lot, and they're talking more, and now they're moving. Now they're actually doing something. Well, I'm the only girl there.
Yeah.
So a cop pulls up, guns drawn. Everybody put your hands up. And we're all like, uh-oh, what the heck, you know? And the police officer turns to me, he goes, "Are you okay? Are they bothering you?" I said, Oh, yeah, no, I'm fine. We're just doing martial arts.
Wow.
Fun days.
That's funny. That is. That's
Oh
funny.
man, it's luckily they had their guns because y'all could have whooped them all. Y'all could have whooped them all. You know what I'm talking about? The whole force. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
They
Really?
wouldn't have came back
Real
around.
easy.
They wouldn't have came back
Really?
around there.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
a call.
I love that. Aubrey.
Yeah,
Let's talk to Miss Aubrey, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I definitely can't compare it to Auntie Tonya's background.
Oh, don't even no.
Yeah.
So it's a fairly similar starting. I actually started at boxing. My family is definitely not into martial arts, so I actually initially started defending myself actually when I was 5. And it's like I remember this clear as day. This really big kid, like twice my size, threw me in the closet while the teacher was away, and I was trying to get out. And so I had this idea like, hey, I'm gonna pretend like I died in here. So I kind of like started struggling and then stopped struggling, and then he opens the door and bam, like broke his nose. Blood splattered everywhere, and I got sent
Surprise.
home. He was like this, and like I never saw him again. So
I bet you did.
Wow.
yeah, so that was my first experience in like defending myself. But my family was against martial arts because I was a girl. So, I was the one that was supposed to be in dresses, like jewelry and, get my hair done, makeup and all that stuff. So my uncle actually started seeing that I really wanted to box. So I was training in secret, and I was learning my basic jabs, my basic footwork. But when I was 12, my mom realized, and every single day I was like, Mom, I want to go to that school. And it was like this, United Studios martial arts, karate, kung fu, just down the block in South San Francisco. And after a while of bugging her every single day, she was like, "Okay, fine, let's get you in." So I was the smallest kid in an adult class, and I was fighting kids bigger than me, karate, kung fu. And I was sparring them, and I got my butt beat, a couple of times, or maybe pretty much every other week. But I just kept going on with it. I was just like, all right, let's go. But unfortunately, they closed down, and I didn't really get into martial arts till about 3 to 5 years later, and I jumped into capoeira. So I jumped into capoeira, Kuk Sulwan, and I did a little bit of kung fu karate. But I actually was introduced to Serrata in Daly City when I joined Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and Kuk Sulwan. I was kind of a geek, so I did one martial art every day. And Friday nights was Serrata, and that was with Bob Manalo, who's under Grandmaster Sultan Adin. Well, time came, and I decided to join the army. So Bob, being bless his heart, he was like, all right, let's train as much Serrata as we can before you ship out. So, every night I was there, trying to train. But unfortunately shipping day came through, and I ended up, shipping out, and I was in the army as a combat medic.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was Army combative certified. And I was also doing Shorin Ryu. I was the only woman in the Black Belt Club at the time. But that was shut down too. And I was Army Combatives. I was in the Army Combatives Club. And I became the only woman in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament. So,
Wow.
that
And
was.
I'm seeing that's something that you ladies have in common. You are a lot of firsts. When we talk about the only woman in this group, the only woman, that just shows you how difficult it is to keep leveling up. You know what I mean? Because it's not easy. You know what I mean?
See y'all, Todd? It's rubbing off. It's rubbing off. You get it.
Yeah, and it was like the Army combatives was pretty difficult. It was a elimination matches. So we started at 30, and then we got down to 12, and I eliminated 3 people.
Wow.
So I choked them out. 3 of them.
I choked them out. That's it.
It was funny because
That's a little choke. That's a little one.
It was funny because everybody else, they did quite a bit of jiu-jitsu, but what I did was, my previous martial arts, I kind of converted it to the concept of Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and I kind of used those concepts and kind of, integrated into my jiu-jitsu. So, that was how I kind of survived, being punched in the face and whatnot. I kind of used my previous training and kind of did my own thing. And Sarada actually in the Army had actually saved my life because I was actually assaulted. And it was, thank God, Bob Manalo had, instilled angle 1, counter 1. That was the first thing that we had to, do along with my check hands and whatnot. That actually saved my life. I mean, it was integral in surviving the Army was my martial arts, because in the Army, being a woman in a infantry unit, this was before the Me Too movement.
Oh, yeah, a lot of assaults.
It was very prevalent. It was very prevalent. It was like I had an attempted kidnapping at one point, and I was also almost assaulted. So my martial arts and after that, I was looking back on it, I was like, you know what? I didn't take it as seriously as I did. And it kind of was like a wake up moment.
Hold on. I don't mean to cut you off, but because that's amazing. And that's something that I kind of want to highlight. You spoke about being attempted of kidnapping and assaulted. And your martial arts training prevented both of those situations.
Yes.
That's amazing. And that's why I love what Tonya said as well, that she recommends that everybody learns martial arts.
Especially girls.
Especially women.
Especially.
Especially women. You know what I mean? Because your story could be so much different with those 2 situations if you wasn't able to protect yourself and make sure that you was able to make it home. And that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to you. I just wanted to kind of speak on that. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Thank you. Absolutely.
And that's why, I like to, I am such a big advocate for martial arts because it saved my life, multiple times. And, even here in Vegas, I got almost mugged twice. It was it's always in the back of my mind, the importance of martial arts, because I mean, to be honest, you pay into life insurance to pay for your death. I mean, the martial arts is to keep you alive, to me it's common, it's just one of those things that you need to invest in. When I got out of the Army, I learned from Babao Arnis under PG Romeo de los Reyes, Cacoy Doce Pares, Arnis de Mano, Babao Arnis. But I had to move to Vegas, where I learned from Sifu Justin Cataldi. I learned a blend of Inasanto, Lucai Lucai, and a little bit of Illustrissimo. From there, I went into Pulahan Mandarigma with Grandmaster Mark Bihik, where I was with him for about a year, close to a year and a half, where I received my 3rd degree guru status. From there, I've kind of been floating around, and I found myself in Pikiti Tertia International with Tuhan Jack Latour. So, and here and there, I'm also doing capoeira at the same time to kind of integrate a lot of my foundation together to kind of just create my own art, so to speak. But with respect to all of my other previous masters. So
that's huge.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
been a journey.
Look, talk about you ain't got no story. Girl.
Story, yeah.
I'm talking about. All right. Hey, that's amazing, man.
It is.
Go ahead,
It
Tibon.
is amazing. And what I like to say is, you know, listening to Aubrey, military, you know.
It's a wild technical night tonight, boy. It's like, you know, I was going back and forth with Brother Palaka, and he's having issues. You know, we do have, you know,
it's just one of them nights. Yeah, that's exactly.
Let's take a quick break. We're going to take a break, and then when we come back, we also got GM Harry Greene. Y'all ladies know GM Harry Greene?
Okay, I know of him.
I know of him.
Okay, yeah, it's going to be big. So we got GM Harry Greene coming in. So let's tap back in, and Darren should be back in, and let's bring in Harry Greene. And this should be real quick. Harry Greene is as well Army veteran.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we'll be right back with the ladies of FMA and Harry Greene, and we're gonna see if we can get T-Bone back. We'll be right back after this break, all right?
What's going on, y'all? It's your girl, Lady Luck, and I'm here with the homie Bigg Wall, and you are now tuned in to Address the Culture, where we're addressing everything in the culture. Keep it locked.
December of 2016, that's the last time we saw. We did an intervention tape. And the intervention would show more detail about what was going on, how Jocelyn looked. She didn't look like herself. She looked like she had lost around she weighed about 90 pounds. And Jocelyn was roughly average about 120, somewhere like that. Wow. She looked totally different. And it really tore my heart up to see my daughter look that way.
You think you've heard the truth, you think you know it all, but you haven't heard anything until you hear Tim Savage's side of the story. On the next Let's Talk with Bigg Wall and Lizette, we sit down with Timothy Savage, Jocelyn's father, to get his side of the story. Be sure to tune in. Is there anything you want to say to your daughter?
Yeah. One thing I want to say to my daughter.
Hello, Culture. It's your girl, LP, aka London Paris.
Let's go. Right.
I want you guys to tune in every Thursday at 7 p.m. Are you tuned in with the culture? As soul, come holler at your girl, London Paris. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. I would love to share your story with the world right here on Address the Culture.
We are back. We are back. We are here. You see, we got everybody back. We got the whole gang back. You know what I'm talking about?
Everyone in the house. Yes. Everyone in the house.
Harry Greene, welcome to the show. Thank you for getting here, man. We appreciate you spinning the block, man. How you doing, bro?
Coming back in, yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. Sorry that I'm late, ladies and gentlemen. Being 81 years old, I'm not that technical, so I had to go take.
I'm with you, Harry.
Yeah, I had to take the phone to my wife because she's 13 years younger than I am, and I said, "Hey,
all right, now.
help me do this." And she just, she did this and that, and she said, "Here." And I did. Then she said, "Well, what's the problem?" And I said, "The problem is being 81 years old. That's the problem."
That's the problem, bro.
Right? Yeah.
In reconnecting with GM Harry Greene, he told me that he has some things, they got to take care of, so he won't be able to make it to Legacy Las Vegas 9. So I said, please jump on the show. He was supposed to come and receive the Congressional Medal of Honor, and we had earlier shows on that behalf. But man, come on the show, man. I wish you could make it, GM Harry, but I understand.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like I said, the wife has spinal stenosis, And a few years ago, she had this device planted in her back next to her spine. It's like an electrical thing. It's about the size or maybe a little bit larger than a matchbook. Okay. And yeah, see, so now it doesn't work, and we've been wanting to take it out. But since COVID hit 2020 and 21 now, and plus it wasn't an emergency, so it's been put off. And now they want to do it either on the 1st or 2nd of September.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, so so since it's just she and I, then yeah, I have to stay home and watch her, and because she'll be in the hospital for about 3 to 4 days, just watching. So her surgery doesn't get infected. So you know, I'm sorry. Dang, man, did I want to go? You bet I did, because there's another Special Forces Green Beret friend of mine that lives outside of Las Vegas, and I was talking to him. He said, "Man, you can come down here and stay. Shoot at my house. You were with my wife and I." Oh, great. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So
it's all set up. Yeah, but
it's all set up.
But we definitely gonna have you and your wife in our prayers. We definitely understand, man. And we thank you for coming through, man. You're still a Congressional Medal of Honor recipient. You know what I mean? Well deserved.
Thank you. GM Harry. You know, well, you know, shoot, like I say, people say, "Oh, shoot, Grandmaster Greene, you this and that, shoot," and I tell them, look, it's no big deal. Okay, it's just me. It's just little old me. Okay. Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna talk, GM Harry. I'm gonna talk to Ray Cordova, and I'm gonna make sure you get that Congressional Medal of Honor. Okay, and I'll contact him, and we'll get it to you. Okay, I'll make sure you get that.
Yeah, we got to revisit that show too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Since we got all three of you guys on the platform, I want to pose this question to each of you. You know what I mean? And we're gonna start with the ladies. Tonya, we're gonna start with Miss Tonya, the OG. You know what I mean? What do you want your legacy to be? Because we're speaking about the legacy. Darren, you spoke about you being went to 3 or 4. I know Aubrey is gonna make it this year. Master GM Greene is receiving an award, so it's all about this legacy. And just individually, what do you guys want your legacy to be? You know, I'm gonna start with you, Tonya.
I think for me, the biggest thing I would like people to remember me for is my desire and my love for sharing with people. And just through that alone, like I said, the martial arts is not just martial arts. It carries on through your life. So everyone that I've met and taught, or not even taught, just talked, that all they remember is that it was all through love. Everything I did, everything I tried to teach, it was through love. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And that's super dope too.
That's amazing. Super dope. I love that energy, because we need that in this world the way it is, man. We need that love and we need that understanding, man.
We definitely do.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Grandmaster Greene, how about you, sir?
You know something, I just want to leave behind teaching people. That's been my passion, because I've been teaching for about 53 years, something like that. And just people saying, hey, Grandmaster Greene was a good teacher. He cared about us. Okay. And I really do care about each and every student that I've ever had. Okay. Because like I would always tell them, hey, if you can't make it to practice stuff, family always comes first. Your family comes before anything. So, so now my youngest son, who's 35, he will be one of the legacy holders, because I had to split it in two. because since we do teach combative knife at Camp Pendleton, okay, my master down there, who was just promoted to master, Nicholas Moreno, he teaches the Marine Corps at Camp Pendleton. He teaches some of the Navy SEALs, plus some of the police down in Southern California. So we had to split it and make one military police and one civilian. Okay, because some of the military brass said that they didn't want us teaching some of what we were teaching them to teach the civilian side. Okay, see, so we had to split it up and create a different lesson plan for the military than we do with the civilian side. So yeah, see, so now I have two people that are legacy holders in the system. So yeah, just put on to my grave. Okay, just Grandmaster Greene was a nice person. Period.
Yeah.
No big deal. Is no big
little bit
deal.
more than that. A little bit more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a little bit more than that.
But I love it, though.
And yeah. So in the mail about a month ago, I received another Bronze Star.
Wow.
In the mail from the Department of Defense, and I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. So yeah, see, so that's the 4th Bronze Star that I've gotten. Okay.
That's awesome! Congratulations.
Congratulations.
No big. Well, thank you, but it's no big deal. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
no big deal.
What? That's a 4-star general, huh? Is that what we doing?
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I like that energy. You deserve it, man. That's amazing. Miss Aubrey.
Right. Because one of my, my master down in San Diego called me. He called me back in March. Yeah, he called me in March. And he said, "Guess what?" And I said, "What?" He said, "Hey, I met some old Marines friends of mine who got out of the Marine Corps, went into the Army, joined Special Forces and stuff. And I saw them, and and there were 2 women that were in Special Forces with them, and he was talking to them and stuff, and the ladies asked Master Nick, who is your instructor? He said, well, Grandmaster Harry Greene. And he's a former Special Forces Green Beret of 21 years. He spent 2 years in the jungles of Vietnam shooting stuff. And said, really? So 3 days later, they saw them again, saw the 2 ladies, and they asked him, said, who is your instructor again? He said, Grandmaster Greene. He said, and they asked him, do you really know who he is? And he said, yeah, Grandmaster Greene. He said, no, do you really know who he is? And he said, evidently not. He said, half to 3/4 of his record is DARCA. He said, what? He said, DARCA. And he said, he has been on so many black ops operations in Vietnam that he's been over into Laos 3 different times with his team to get down pilots to bring them back across the border into Vietnam. And he said, really? And he said, well, he never told me that. He said, well, no, he probably won't. Okay. But hey, like I said, like I told him, I said, it's no big deal.
No big deal.
I know. No big deal.
No big deal. No big deal.
No big deal. Look. Let's just be clear. The stuff you talking about, people make movies out of people.
Yeah, they make movies.
You know what I mean? Like, those are how legends are created. Let's be clear. You know what I mean? That's amazing, man.
People said, hey, why don't you sit down, write a book about your career, and don't leave out the part that you spent a year with the South Korean Special Forces up in the Ashall Valley. And I said, well, that's part of that darker thing, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Nope. There's things. Yeah. There's things. Okay. Yeah. Just my wife and I just celebrated 40 years of being married last month, and there's things I still can't tell. Yeah, I still can't tell her today. That I can't tell her.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. I can imagine. I can imagine.
But she understands. Okay. Yeah. So. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Like
amazing. We could listen to your stories all day.
The energy,
that's why we love to have you on here, man, because it's so much knowledge, it's so much history, and we just honored to hear it, man, because these are things you don't hear every day. You see them on a big screen, and you only hear about it. So here's somebody who has had these experiences firsthand. It is low key, it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what this platform is all about. You know, we want to give the message out, have a digital imprint of these stories for the lineage to make the culture grow so they can understand what people have done and sacrificed in this world, man, because we need to see that. And you are a great representation of that, all three of you. You know what I mean? And we love it. You know what I'm saying? So thank you.
Well, thank these two lovely ladies.
Absolutely.
Right here.
Thank
you know,
you.
I would love to meet you both. I would love to meet you both.
Oh, it would be an honor to meet you.
Yes, that would be an honor. Yes.
You know,
just don't throw me down, okay? Do not throw me down on the back.
Just don't throw him down.
You know, P.Stock, Tone Bigg Wall. I've been cutting in and out. I've got a bad reception. Something's going on.
One of those days.
You know, it's one of those days, but there's something that I began to say and talk about is my daughter. You know, Aubrey, she's probably the same age as my daughter Desiree, you know. And my daughter, Aubrey, was 8 years military too, you know, Navy. But she's been a police officer now for 6 years, okay? And I can relate to your experiences, you know, being a woman. And I think it's a father's biggest fear of our daughters, you know, but my daughter just wanted to be a cop, you know what I'm saying? So it's one of the biggest worries about her because she's small. I think she's 5'3", 5'4", but on a regular basis, she's got to roll with some big guys, especially where she's at on island. But, you know, I can relate to what you were talking about earlier. And it's very important that women do train. And, you know, when you have somebody, you know, like Tonya, you know, having to train with all men, I can relate to that because my daughter had to train with the majority of all men. So, you know, to have you both on this show today, Tonya, Aubrey, fabulous. Thank you for sharing these stories. But it also touches my heart because I got a daughter. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you got to meet my daughter.
Yes, loved it. Yes.
Yeah, it was a great time.
That was
fabulous.
A great time. Yeah.
GM Harry, you got on the show. Thank you. Glad you were able to get in, man.
Well, look, like I said, you know, I'm not that technical thing guy. Okay. Sometimes I need help. Okay. But I finally did it. Finally here. Finally to meet these fabulous two young ladies here. And
thank you.
And I would love to sit down. Yeah, I would love to sit down with both of them and just to hear their stories.
Yeah.
Okay, just to hear their stories, because two of my ladies are third degree black belts in jiu-jitsu. And I agree though, every woman should learn some form of martial arts.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Whatever it may be, they should learn some form of martial arts.
Yeah.
Yes. Indeed.
I definitely agree.
I agree. Did you hear Aubrey's story from the Army that you know that saved her life and that's, and that's amazing in that.
It is amazing. You know,
her story could have been totally different. You know what I mean? Let's just be real. It's a chance that she might not even be here right now. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. There was one recently. There's one recently disappeared. Like
it's a lot of assaults that don't end as just an assault. You know what I mean? And for her to be able to defend yourself the way you did is amazing. It gives me chill bumps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I have a daughter. I have 2 daughters. You know what I mean? And that's one of my fears. You know, as a father. You know, because women.
It's the greatest fear.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
The father's greatest fear, man.
Come on, man. You know, women have to go through a lot just because you are a woman. Period.
A woman.
You know what I mean? So being able to defend yourself is priceless. You know, and I love the point that you made, Aubrey, that we get life insurance, but the martial art is to make sure you don't need that life insurance for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the way you put that is amazing. Like, it just don't make sense for nobody not to be able to know how to defend themselves when you put it like that. You know,
and another point is that women are a lot of times with their children.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. Yes.
You want to be able to protect your children.
Yes.
So that's why I strongly recommend martial arts for women.
Laws of nature.
Yes.
You don't mess with the cubs when the mom's around.
Mama bear.
And funny story, the first time I almost got into it, I was getting gas here in Vegas. I literally just moved here a month after, and I had my babies. I had my 1-year-old and my 3-year-old in the car. And this guy comes up to me, and you know, being Army, you're very hyper vigilant, especially with your kids. You know your
awareness.
And this guy came up and flashed a knife, and I was like, I flashed my knife, and I was like, "Are we doing this?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh no." So he was like, "Money." So I was like, all right, you know, I have $5, you know, here's my $5, get the hell away, you know.
Right.
But I had my knife, he backed away, I was like staring him down, you know, and it could have been really bad if I didn't like flash my knife and I was about to like throw down with my kids in the back.
Yeah. But you gotta be careful because they'll try to carjack. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh my God! Like, and you gave him $5. See, if I was you, I wouldn't have gave him nothing. You know what I'm talking about? I would have said,
but yeah, the kids.
Go home.
I'm just saying, like I love that mentality. That shows that you don't want to hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to make it home. Like, I love that.
You will protect your family. Yes.
Absolutely. Take this money and go about your business.
Yeah. Tell me something, Aubrey. When you pulled your knife out, did you do a Crocodile Dundee and pull out a big knife?
I wish.
Now, this is a knife.
Crocodile Dundee.
Oh man, I love that movie too, but I wish I had that. I had my Columbus though, and I was like, going?
Hey, that is hilarious. When you said that, I bet you all of us thought the same thing thought about Crocodile Dundee.
That's a knife?
That's not a knife. This is a knife, you know. But you know,
my first. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Tonya.
My first time that I ever had to draw my knife was protecting my sister and a friend because we had went out for a work thing. And we came out of it was a sandwich bar, and a guy tried to mug him, and he had a knife. So luckily, he was looking at the guy. He was totally concentrating on the guy. So I just made my way around to the back.
Like a ninja.
And then I had my knife drawn, and the guy says, "Give me your wallet." So luckily the guy threw his wallet to him, but I was ready there. My sister is crying and just going crazy, and I'm just worried, you know. But that really made me feel safe. My martial arts background, the awareness, I knew the time to get around his back. He's not focused on me. I'm just a woman. So use that to my benefit.
Absolutely.
So it like you said, it saves you from getting home. You get to go home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's amazing. And I bet y'all got so many stories like that. You know what I mean? It could be small situations. There's so many women that have stories that don't turn out the way you guys
turned out differently.
Right.
Yeah.
Man,
Right.
come on, man. Like that could stop. Like, to be honest, if I was president, I would make every woman citizen learn martial arts.
They should make it mandatory.
Make it mandatory. Like, because that would stop a lot of BS when we talk about women assaults.
Right.
Like, let's be clear. You know what I mean?
I'm kind of one of the believers that, you know, when you get to a certain point, when you graduate from high school, if you don't know what direction you're going, I'm learning people like 2 years in the military might not be a bad idea.
It might not,
might not be a bad idea.
But
in 2 years, training, get another skill. You might make it a career. You might make it, but you'll you'll meet somebody or whatever. But
I
to
think
keep
so,
people
too.
from being idle.
Yeah,
it also teaches you like a lot of things of respect and self discipline. That they definitely. My son was in the Army too. He still works for the Army now, but he loved that part of it where he said it made you proud to be disciplined, to do it, get the job done, to just to be in that atmosphere. I think it would be great for a lot of people, especially now.
Yes,
absolutely,
we agree.
Absolutely.
So that brings us back to Bigg Wall's initial question too, for everybody, for Audrey, your legacy. How would you want to see your legacy?
So, you know, with what I would like to see happen eventually, you know, and a lot of it for me is passion and inspiration. If I can just get somebody to pick up a stick and just swing it once or twice, you know, to seeing my flow, like I feel like I've done my part. You know, even just so much as a woman, even saying, hey, you know, I saw this girl, you know, I'm going to go to, you know, try this out. And that's actually one of the directives I started with FMA discussions is, I know as a moderator, I wanted FMA to be a lot more approachable and, you know, be as a resource. So I had started a global dojo directory so that anybody who is in the area, whether they're visiting or, you know, they're looking into FMA, all they need to do is go into the website, click on the state that they're in, and they see all these schools, their contact information. And that way, you know, as FMA, you know, we spread the art, we educate, and we become a lot more approachable, a lot more accessible to everybody. So, you know, my you know, legacy, I'd like to eventually, you know, try as much as possible to make FMA as accessible as possible and inspire people to, you know, pick up the stick and, you know, be able to, I mean, any martial arts really, just because FMA is, you know, because I'm Filipino, it's my roots, but, you know, just martial arts in general, just to know the importance of it, you know, take my story and, you know, use it as a learning lesson so that, you know, your sister, your daughter, you know, your aunt, you know, anybody, you know, can, you know, essentially learn from my experience and prevent it from happening in their daily life.
Yeah. That's amazing, man. I like that.
Well, as a matter of fact, when you said that, because when the first legacy I did with you, I met a woman in the restroom, and she had watched my segment, and she said, my husband's been in the martial arts, she says, but I've never had the desire to go. She said, and watching you, she says, I'm gonna sign up. And she went and signed up the next week. So yay!
You're an inspiration. You inspire women to want to train.
That's
and both
like
you
Aubrey
and Aubrey,
said,
you know, you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, inspire. You know, that's good.
That's amazing. Hey, and I know you all know that Darren has been nominated for the Ultimate Warrior Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Yes, I congratulated you. That's so
much
awesome.
well deserved.
Yes, very much, very much.
Thank you.
All right.
I appreciate
What you're
that.
doing with Legacy is a dream of getting everybody together.
Talk about
like I said, just attending and teaching at the Legacies. It's such an awesome event because you get to meet so many different masters. Some you know, some you don't, but you get to see and hear, and everybody has the same drive. They're just wanting to teach and share knowledge, and it's all fun, and it's a great day.
You know, Tonya, I believe I met you at Legacy 3. Then we filmed Legacy for Hawaii. And it was 5 that I contacted you, okay? It was Legacy 5.
I believe so.
But it's look, I can't help it. Yeah, it's one of them crazy nights.
It's just one of them crazy nights.
I was sorry that Palaka wasn't here because initially he's the one that told me about Darren's Legacy. He goes, "You need to come and attend this.
Yeah.
You need to come and teach." And so then he hooked me up, and Darren called me, and that was so amazing to do those.
Yeah, I just was going back and forth. I'm disappointed too. Palaka is he's going to try to get him back in next week. So, and we definitely, especially right after the Legacy event and everything, we'd like
that'll be fun. Yeah,
we'd like to get you ladies together again on the show with other ladies to talk about it. You know?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, that would be fun.
You know, and Darren to coordinate that and get that
going.
Or
technical problems.
Hey.
You know what? This is live time. You know what I mean? And you know, we're going to make it work. You know what I mean? And it's all about the legacy and what we're doing. So, Darren, you got the floor. Go ahead and finish saying what you were saying, brother.
Yes, sir.
But like I said, I met Tonya, Legacy 3. We filmed Legacy for Hawaii. When we came back, talking to Brother Palaka and meeting Tonya, I had to have her in 5. So, you know, I called her up and said, "Would you like to be in Legacy?" She said yes. But Legacy 5 wasn't enough. She's been in 5, 6, and 7. She inspires other women and men that train her concepts. Okay, they respect what she has to offer. So, you know, she touches women and men, you know, with her techniques. And that's very important for a woman as a teacher. And, you know, Aubrey, you can relate to this if you instruct other men or other women. It's very important to have women into FMA or any martial arts.
Yeah.
Very inspiring to a lot of people. If there's not people like Tonya and Aubrey, a lot of women wouldn't train.
Absolutely.
Unless they've seen how well you guys can perform. Okay, so we need more women in martial arts in general and Filipino martial arts. So, you know, fantastic. I love your guys' stories. I've been cutting in and out the whole show, but I think I'm in enough to say this. But thank you very much for coming to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Fantastic show. Okay. GM Harry, we'll take care of you, brother. Okay.
Nice meeting you, Harry.
I would have loved to have you, you know, at Legacy 9, but fantastic.
Yeah. I'll be there for 10 though.
Okay.
All right. Then you can go miss that one.
Yeah, we're gonna be right here. We're gonna be right here talking about it. You know what I mean? And we're gonna have you ladies. We're gonna have you ladies back. We're gonna do the show. We're gonna get some more FMA martial art women on the platform as well. We're just gonna make it a whole ladies night because the stories that you ladies talked about and your and the things you've been through. I think if we have more women to come on the platform to share the way you guys share, it will
engage more women.
You know what I mean? And that's what we want to do, man. So thank you guys for coming through. Thank you, Grandmaster Greene, for coming through.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Give any of your Tonya and Audrey and Harry as well, if you have any social media or anyone that you want anybody to tune in and check you out, let them know where they can find you at right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
We're
you.
gonna start with you, Tonya. Let us know your social media handles.
Let us know
if
your
there's
social
anything
media.
you got going on. Let the people know.
Okay. I'm just on Facebook, Tonya Subingsubing Monroe.
Okay.
All right. They follow.
Grandmaster Greene.
Yeah, you can reach me on Facebook. Just type in Grandmaster Harry Greene. Yeah, I don't have a website. I don't advertise. All my students that have come by word of mouth.
Nice.
Yeah.
Aubrey.
And I have a Facebook with my name and Instagram as well. So, go ahead and follow me if you like. So, hope to see you guys at Legacy.
Okay. Right. I'll see you at Legacy.
Definitely, Auntie.
Thank you. We really do appreciate you guys coming to the show, giving us your energy. And we're going to spin the block, man, because there's so much more of the culture that you guys can share. So, again, we thank you. T-Bone, you already know what it is.
T-Bone.
You know what it is, man. We appreciate you. And the Legacy coming up. Legacy 9 in Las Vegas coming
P.Stock,
up soon.
Tone Big Wall Capone, Audi 19. Big shout out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, guys.
And y'all already know the vibes, man. We're going to take us a quick break. And me and P.Stock going to be right back to address the culture. Y'all already know the vibes. We'll be right back.
Thank you, brothers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Powerful stuff. The legacy continues.
Yes. Say that.
The legacy continues. And the transition, I mean, these events are great. I wish I had access to more of these when I was a youth, when I was really, impressionable, especially at that time.
Absolutely.
And I was in the martial arts, with the older guys, before I went into the military myself, so the guys that came back from Vietnam and Korea used to teach us, and then we used to teach on, pass it on to the son. So, I mean, so that legacy, that point of passing on the art, special like with Aunt Tom, and her family and her lineage and how she carries it on, that's huge.
It's amazing, man. The stories that the ladies told and the experiences of Grandmaster Greene, it kind of did something to me. You know what I mean? The way they put it, when I move off of things that make sense. You know what I'm saying? And not being able to defend yourself and being able to get yourself out of certain situations, man or woman, especially women. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Living in this world is just not something smart to do. You know what I mean? No. And in our community, we're speaking about Black people, we didn't have different options. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have lineages that we were passing on. You know what I mean? As far as defending yourself, like Tonya, she come from a family that passed on and did that. That's amazing. You know what I mean? So us doing these kind of shows and kind of showing different cultures and different races, that you could take something like this and pass it on and learn how to fight, learn how to defend yourself, and start a tradition is amazing, because it's something that I wish that I could have been a part of to pass on to my family. You know what I'm saying? Because this is something that when your family's not around you, they okay. They know how to defend themselves. They know, you ain't got to worry about your daughters. You ain't got to worry about your son. Your wife, your girl can go out. You know what I'm saying? And you know that they're going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? And that is priceless in this world. So shout out to everybody that has done that. And if this show can give people the motivation to want to start that and learn how to train and learn how to defend yourself, that's what we want to do. We are here to address the culture. And this show was just amazing. So I hope if anybody take anything from this show, that it's okay, you know what I mean, to learn how to defend yourself and pass that lineage on to your family. You know what I'm saying? I love it. That was just amazing.
And there's no, you know, I mean, it exists, but there's no discrimination involved.
Absolutely.
With this thing, and that's the important thing, you know. I mean, the tribes are made up of people, and the people are all different groups of people that come together as one and work together, you know. So, and I respect it, you know, 100%.
100%. So y'all already know the vibes. We're gonna be back next week with the same type of vibe, same type of energy, giving you news you can use, culture shock in the game. Y'all already know. Like, comment, subscribe, join the culture gang, join iHipHopTV. Click them little bells on the side. So anytime we drop any kind of content, y'all be the first one to get it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know the vibes. I'm your boy, Bigg Wall.
I'm your man, P.Stock.
And this is Address the Culture. And like I always say, your culture makes you who you are. So make sure they respect it. We're going to catch you on the next episode. We up out of here.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's Sifu Singh here. I just finished another amazing session with P.Stock and Bigg Wall and Address the Culture, talking about martial arts, talking about lifestyle, talking about the history of martial arts culture and how it's so important in our lives today. Come join us. Check out all the other masters that were with me. We had an amazing time.
Out on hiphoptv.com on YouTube. Shit is fire. Check out iHipHopTV.com on YouTube.
Oh, man, because the bar game crazy, man. I see you over there going crazy on the project. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it, man. Just being consistent. You know what I'm saying? Understanding where I want to go musically. You know what I'm saying?
Now you spoke about a team, man. And I know you work with the Networking Queen. You know what I'm saying? I work with the Networking Queen too, my management. Shouts out. Yes. You already know the vibes.
So when I was coming up, it was all about getting a record deal.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't about building your own label and your own thing from the beginning. So I think it would be more of that, even though we did have Master P there, you know what I'm saying, and everything else, but it was also all about being signed, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it was. I probably would have took that chance way sooner, you know what I'm saying, on building it from the ground up. You dig what I'm saying? What's good? It's the kid Stevie Stone, and right now you are tuned in to Address the Culture. Big shout out to my family, Bigg Wall. Much love. Hear me.
We gon' talk about it. Come and address the culture, huh?
Do you have a specialty like that you prefer, or is it just like you said, a feeling, just across the board? We talk about the youth.
It's a feeling. It's life and a feeling, just everything. Everything all in one.
Yeah, man. Frank Stickums is my artistry name. Definitely, I've been doing music for a long time. Putting work in the game. I work with my cousin, that's my business partner, my cousin 2K Kemp. We've been doing music we would just make hits, you know, we would just make things that would just bang, you know, and that just win it. I'm doing a lot right now. I'm in Tony, I'm singing, I'm with Dwayne Wiggins. I'm about to leave with him in 4 days. We got DC, so we about to do DC this weekend coming up. Doing a lot, I have a lot going on, you know. My father's movie I'm working on. Filmo Slim's movie. You know, it's a lot going on. The Vivica Fox move was awesome, thanks to my boy Al Shabazz. He's the one that shot the movie for Vivica and paid him out his pocket. Paid her out of his pocket. I was always making music on the side though, you know. You know, with Bobby Brown. Shout out to Bobby. I just talked to him yesterday. So it's like, it's a lot we got going on. A lot. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
We glad y'all can take time out to come through and let the people know, you know, especially since we talk about y'all so much and push y'all, so for y'all to come through and now people get to see you and get the vibe and the flavor.
Yeah, this is me, man.
And direct
the party's on and off, you know.